Hey everyone, it's Road to Retire, the channel where I try to retire early. Pretty self-explanatory, right? I feel like this video that I'm making right here has been due now for a couple weeks. I know I've said that Remotasks kind of came back from the grave and it gave me the alpaca project, but I'm just done with it. I'm done with the Remotask. I'm better spent serving my time elsewhere. Let's get into it. So I'll just say right off the bat, I mean, look at the all-time earnings up here, $2,317. So, I've only been doing remote tasks since March 9th, I believe is when I started, March 9th of this year. So it earned $2,300 in just over 2 months. And really it was over a month and a half because I haven't done pretty much anything the past like 4 weeks or so. The stray amounts that came in were either from the recent alpaca project or a couple leftover referrals that finally hit the 120 mark. But I'm not going to be getting any more referrals because I'm pretty much done with remote tasks. It's just not worth my time. I mean, first of all, I already got booted off the alpaca project, which is hilarious because I think I've only done about 7 to 8 tasks. And again, it was like the same thing as always. I got like one bad review versus the other 6 were like 100% scores, and the one was 2%, and I don't agree with it at all. And when I go through the Slack channel, there's a bunch of people bitching about it, saying like the reviewers are not doing their job right, they're getting paid to change it even though they shouldn't be changing it, blah blah blah. So I'm already off the alpaca project, but even if I was still on it and that was the only task that I had left on remote task, I'm just done with it. I mean, that alpaca project, I don't know if anyone else watching this video has done it, that is soul-sucking chatbot crap. I mean, I hated doing like 8 tasks that I did for that. Ended up paying like $3 to $4 a task on average, and like when I was done with one and then I would refresh my task log and I would see like $3.35, I would just be like, dear Lord, that it was not worth it at all. It was just soul-sucking, not fun at all. And I think, don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful that Remotasks existed for making $2,300. Made the path to early retirement a little bit easier, right? Because I made a good chunk of money in a short amount of time. That is a good chunk of money. If I can make that money, every single month, I would be extraordinarily happy. But I think this Remotask kerfuffle, if that's what you want to call it, has been a blessing in disguise, because I think what I learned is that I no longer want to trade my time for money in this regard. I don't mind it if it's not as soul-sucking. Like, I'm still going to do data annotation tech just because that chatbot stuff is actually kind of fun to do. It's like writing stories and stuff, and I like that project. So every once in a while, I'll write a story for like 10 minutes and earn like $2 to $3, and so be it. I'll get pennies here and there, and I don't mind exchanging time just because it's not like completely soul-sucking like Remotask was. And plus, Remotask, their admins and the reviewers, they just suck. I mean, plain and simple. As someone who works a full-time job in a corporate atmosphere, and you're expected to have professionalism and just be good at your job, or else nothing works, they all suck. I mean, I think anyone who's worked with Remotasks has experienced this before, that unless you were like to the T on their very long, boring instructions, and even their instructions don't cover everything you're supposed to do perfectly, and then the reviewers are getting paid to change your stuff even if it is perfect already, it's just a nightmare of shit. I mean, how can you have people who, this was my experience on the Nightingale project, which is another chatbot response. I was working on just doing the normal task for about 3 days, and they already made me a reviewer. And it's just like, okay, as a reviewer, I would like to make more money, so I am going to change stuff. Like, why would it be in my interest to just click, oh yeah, everything's good, 5 stars, and then get paid like 10 cents, even though I had to read through everything and waste my time doing that? Their internal system that they have of like employees patrolling themselves, it's just not working, and it's a huge mess. And now they have a huge thing on the Slack channel with the admin saying like, oh, give us examples of people that are reviewing it incorrectly or just reviewing it for no reason at all just to make money. And there's floods of tens of hundreds of them just going into the channel saying like, this is crap. So how can you trust a site like this? And I've said this multiple times, Remotasks is definitely not a site that you can trust. But this is just signaling that I want to get away from the spending exorbitant amount of soul-sucking time to get money. I want to try and focus more on the YouTube route. I want to focus more on the Amazon influencer program route, where the workload necessarily isn't like hours and hours, and the payoff is more, I guess you consider it passive, even though you definitely need to do some active investing. I would say that is the type of work that I want to focus on going forward. Even if I make a lot less money, I think it's just going to be more worth it. It's going to be more rewarding. I would rather earn like $250 a month from Amazon influencer and YouTube than earn $500 a month in Remotasks. And I know that's kind of sacrilegious that, you know, if the whole point of your channel is to retire early, you should be getting as much money as possible. But at the same time, if I'm not happy and I'm miserable and I'm doing this work and it's just making me more stressed and lead to burnout faster, like I just made a video of, then it's not worth it at the end of the day. You need your mental health, and part of your mental health can leak over to your physical health. And I learned that. I'm tired of sitting on my butt, making my sciatica and my back issues work, just grinding Remotasks and data annotation.tech and Mechanical Turk. It's just not fun. I already have a desk job, 9 to 5. So to, you know, compound the sitting, it's just not good, right? So that's where I'm at with Remotasks. I'm done with it. I'm cutting it out of my life. Thank you for the money that it gave me, but I just don't see the point of going on and giving me the stress and the headaches anymore. Even when I do get tasks now, I hate doing them. They're soul sucking, and I just don't enjoy it at all. So hope you enjoyed this video on Remotasks. Goodbye, wild west of Remotasks. I guess you could say I found my gold nugget and I am out of here back to the East Coast. So hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more side hustle updates and my path on early retirement. And I'll see everyone in the next video.